You know that you're supposed to try and survive. That's just...
Like every other organism does. Why would we be different?
Yes.
But then you have those stupid marmots that jump off the cliffs like
lemmings.
Yeah. The lemmings. Wow, how ironic. How ironic that we ended up at lemmings that way through the back door. Did you catch that?
Yes. That's one of my favorite sayings, and what I say to people, I call them lemmings. I've called them lemmings for 20 years now, and...
I know what's going at the very beginning of this fucking episode.
We, the people, are prepared to take matters into our own hands.
Oh, the storylines. The intrigue. We like a flawed hero. We like a flawed hero.
It's one of the two. Either you love the guy or you hate the guy.
I got one foot out the door, I'll tell you that. But
relocated, reassimilated, reinvigorated. Breathe. Don't panic. All right, we're going. This is live. But it's not really because it's going on. Hey, it's Thursday, November 30th. This is episode 50, part 2, the finale of my talk with Ian Szekely. Ian, childhood friend of mine, claims to be an electronically targeted individual, and this is the finale of the sit-down interview that we conducted at his home a few nights back. So, I'll shut my mouth and we'll get right into it. Here's part 2 of my talk with Ian Szekely. See you all on the other side. I'm having a meltdown right now. My brain's going...
People need to wake up and realize what's going on in the world. They really do.
Man.
These are real things that are occurring around us daily. Every time people turn their faucet on.
You know why people don't think about it, though? It's too much. Nobody has a solution, and so people avoid it because it's too much for them.
Well...
How can we have the conversation, right? You know what I'm saying?
Staying ignorant isn't solving it, and ignoring it isn't fixing it. So,
no, but shaming somebody doesn't make them want to not be ignorant, I've learned.
This is the thing. How do we get people to wake up and stand up for everyone else?
How? I have no idea. I can't even get into a conversation with somebody on the internet without them. It breaks down in two exchanges. We're calling each other names and blocking each other.
Yes.
And you want me to explain existential physiology and how you should have a relationship to your food to some motherfucker?
Yes.
Like, we can't have that talk.
Yes. It's tough. And a lot of it has to do with the chemicals they're already putting in our body through the water. This is part of what they're doing to us to dumb us down, to keep us divided, and then they add these energy weapons and this crap that they got, the satellites. The number one thing that people don't realize is Obama put up all the Gwen towers. They're called Gwen towers. We know them as cell phone towers. People don't realize that they're using these. And they are within a distance that they cover the whole nation. There is not a place in the nation, in the United States, and it's getting to the point where they're doing this worldwide. There is not a place that you're going to go...
Well, slow down a sec, though, for the listener and myself. Slow down a sec. Can you run through them? Like, all of the hazards. What's the problem with cell phone towers? Because we think of them as, it's providing me better service. And then we go on about our day. Oh, look at my text. I sent my text, and right away I got a text back. That happened in 3 seconds. They must have got it fast. Oh, look at that. I can go on YouTube and see high-def videos on my phone. This is all great.
Oh, that's
Thanks,
great.
Tower.
Yeah.
But tell us what we're not catching.
The mind control aspects that the frequencies themselves. By every man, woman, and child owning a cell phone, you are holding a device that allows them to pinpoint to you the frequencies. The frequencies are bouncing back and forth. These frequencies can be used for mind control, mood alterations. It is so excessive what these frequencies can do to a person. At 25 hertz, a frequency can cause you a heart attack. 25 hertz. They have a scale, And if, like I said, if you look it up, 1987, they did a report on this, on mind control technologies. And there's a scale that shows when you can aggravate someone, when you can make them happy, or whatever type of mood or emotion or feeling you want to put that person in, there's a frequency for it.
Is that 100%?
100% true.
No, not that. Is it true? Is it that no matter who the test subject is, they'll respond 100% the same, or does that vary based on maybe like how strong your mind is or your physiology?
Yes, it does vary. When they did the study in 1987, they said
wait, am I saying physiology wrong? Is it biology that I'm trying to say, or are they the same thing?
I would say physiology has to do with like the makeup of your body, not so much the function of your body.
And I'm happy with physiology. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, I would just guessing. I would say that's what it is.
Sorry, I cut you off.
But basically, yeah, I mean, they can use all these frequencies to do all these different things. And like you were asking, when they did the test in 1987, they did the report. They said that if they were able to get something reflective in the atmosphere to bounce these frequencies around, and now we have chemtrails, which just so happen to be loaded with aluminum and barium and these metals.
And those are, from when we look up in the sky and see a plane flying from Kansas to New York, that white line behind it,
yes,
is supposed to be nefarious.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
It's not just exhaust.
It is not exhaust. If you look at any
this
planes...
This is a big debate. A lot of people are hip to this debate already, actually.
Yes, if you look at the planes, from 1950 or before, I mean, you can look it up when they were doing weather testing. It's clear as day. There's a big difference. The exhaust dissipates off the other planes. When they're doing the weather testing, you can see clear as day. It lingers. That's what they're putting into the air.
That couldn't be just a difference in, like, there's a different type of engine they were using. Well, no, the technology advances.
No.
Like, there's a different type of engine they use now than they did 20 years ago.
No.
Type of thing.
Because they wouldn't go out of their way to make an exhaust that just lingers when they're sitting there crying about, global warming and all these things. They're purposely doing it. What they're actually doing is adding it into the fuel source. And when it combusts at the combustion rate that a jet does, it actually changes the chemical makeup of what they've put in there. Jesus. So it's changed it.
It's alchemy.
It's chemistry. Big time. It's chemistry. And that lingers. Now what they've done with putting that in the air is now they're creating a surface. Even though we see it as air, there is a surface of small molecules of aluminum, barium, and different sorts of metals that they're using to bounce the frequency off of.
Trapped by the ozone.
Yes. And this goes into our worldwide jet stream, which is going to keep circulating and circulating and circulating. Eventually, we're going to look like we got a ring around us like Saturn at this rate. Now, what this stuff...
That'd take a long time, though, right?
Maybe another couple dozen years, I would, maybe 2 more decades, I'd say.
2 decades to form rings?
I would say so.
Is that how fast it happened on Saturn, theoretically?
I imagine it took a lot longer, but when they're purposely putting this stuff into the air, you got all the volcanoes and all the crap that's going up into the sky. You got everyone driving around in their vehicles every day. They're putting this... Think about your gas.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Leaded.
We don't see it.
Unleaded.
Yeah.
So we're putting it into the air too.
You don't see you see smog in LA, that's like Mexico City, those are bad examples, but it's there.
Mexico City is a prime example of what the world's going to look like.
Just as sure as there's clean air to breathe, there's also dirty shit in it that we put up there.
Yes.
You can't see it.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yes. So they did the report in 1987, and it said once they get all this stuff up in the air, they said they estimated between 70 and 80% of the population they could fully mind control. We're talking physically and mentally. We're talking about they can make you move like a robot, like a puppet. They can put thoughts into your head and you don't realize that they're not your own thoughts. They said 70 to 80% of the population can be affected by this.
more than just the majority. Overwhelming majority.
Overwhelming, yes. So the ones that are left, they're people like myself who are truthers who are not affected by this in the same way. This is also reason for them to test on us. Why doesn't it affect us? What's different about the way that our mind works? What is it that their recipe, what is it? So they're further testing to figure out how they can get complete 100% control. A lot of the targeted individuals, they're defiant.
Okay.
They think for themselves.
So,
they're very intelligent.
You just broke it down for me. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's incorrect to think of this as they have a finished product that they use on people and they know the exact outcome. Instead, that's not true. It's a work in progress that is still being developed. But once they crack the code and figure out what they want to know exactly, we're all doomed.
Yes.
Like it's all, in other words, it's all happening. It's
Yes.
not that they figured this out and they just been doing it to us and they have a standard protocol. It's that they're learning every day
Yes.
and they're getting better at what they do every day by doing research on people who are resistant, people who are gullible. And once they figure out all the data that they want and once they crack this code, then they're really going to fuck us.
Yes.
That's accurate?
Yes.
All
And
right,
if
I'm
we
glad I'm with you.
plan to revolt, like I was saying about the Obama towers, when Obama was in office, he put up all these towers. People don't realize they're not just cell phone towers. Now, if you're aware, obviously, they're sending frequencies, which are RF or ELF, radio frequencies, or electromagnetic frequencies. They have different frequencies that they're sending out. But what they don't tell people is every one of these towers is equipped with a microwave device. Now, this microwave device is the same as your microwave in your kitchen. Imagine jumping into your microwave and turning it on. That's what these towers are capable of. If they want to direct this energy at you, it could literally cook you. The numbers in the statistics, they could cook the whole world. They could fry us. They could roast us in 90 minutes. Everyone on this planet would either be dead.
Total annihilation.
Total annihilation. Or, if it didn't get you, the aftermath would be something like Hiroshima, where you got 3 eyes, you got, skin burns that are just, your chances are you're going to die from this. They actually claim the whole population of the world could be taken out in 90 minutes.
So, objective 1, total mind control, to obtain objective 2, which is get rid of 95% of the goyim.
Mm-hmm.
So when I keep asking, to what end? That's it? That's it?
Full control, because less numbers are easier to control.
You can't argue that. You know what? I've had the thought there's too many people lots of times. It's not an original thought. People have that. And the weird part is, it's because we're packed into fucking cities. There's room. We don't occupy. We don't take the average amount of space that we should all have equally, right? Mm-hmm. Right? So we all pack ourselves into cities and it's like, there's too many of us. I hate you. You live on top of me. I hate you.
Yes.
So I've had that thought, what if we just killed the stupidest 30% of us? But then it's like, oh, you're being an elitist. What if you're in the 30%, Jake? Have you thought of that, idiot?
Yeah.
But
what it comes down to...
I'm saying all that to say this. That's a selfish-ass goal. That's a selfish-ass goal.
But what it comes down to, we all deserve a chance at life. It doesn't matter.
You don't get to decide for somebody else.
Right. God says, some people don't want to believe in God, whatever the case is. But, just in general, your heart tells you you're not supposed to commit suicide. You just know that's part of something that's pre-programmed into your subliminal self-preservation.
You figure even people who go through with it, they're feeling it the last moment, this doesn't feel right.
Yes.
They just managed to get through it.
Yes. Those are the people that have literally been pushed over the edge, or just, they can't take it anymore, to the point where I see it as selfishness, personally.
I don't know what it's like to commit suicide. I've never gone through with it, but I do know that there's an awkward, I'm being judged by, even if you're an atheist, it's it's shameful. Is it that we've built it into culture as shameful too, though?
To
Like,
a point.
We kind of have built it into culture like
to a point,
you're a
but-
coward, you're giving up, and that plays into it too.
But not only that, it's, you know, you have to look inside yourself, and you know that it's wrong. You know that you're supposed to try and survive. That's just
Like every other organism
Yes.
does. Why would we be different?
yes.
But then you have those stupid marmots that jump off the cliffs like
Lemmings.
morons. Yeah, the lemmings. Wow, how ironic. How ironic that we ended up at Lemmings that way through the back door. Did you catch that?
Yes, that's one of my favorite sayings, and what I say to people, I call them lemmings. I've called them lemmings for 20 years now, and
I know what's going at the very beginning of this fucking episode.
people do not like it.
Well, if they took the time to make that full connection that we just talked out, like, people get that lemmings jump over the thing, but if they stop to think about the why, like we just fucking hashed out, they'd be like, how dare you?
Yeah,
You're an amazing person.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm trying. That's
like
probably
talking
why
to
I'm targeted, is because I go against whatever they say, and I tell them, fuck you, you're going to have to kill me. And I'm going to speak out for other people. You know, I would die for anybody, protecting everyone. That's just how I am. That's what I feel I'm here for, is to help other people. You know, to be a good person. You know, I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong. I made mistakes in my life, but I've realized, you know, I have another purpose, and my purpose is to help people. And now that, you know, I'm targeted, you know, and I'm being hit with these frequencies 24/7, even right now as I speak to you, I feel the frequencies hitting me. I you know, it's symptoms of tinnitus. It's
You got a slight ringing in your ear right now?
It's
It's
whatever.
probably going away because I asked.
It's
Because that's just how the brain works.
Well,
it's like,
no.
oh, yeah, I have the hiccups, and then you stop.
no, it's whatever they want to do.
You feeling that? But like, do you really hear a ringing at the moment?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all the time.
How about your bod? You feeling like warm or no?
It's an uneasy feeling.
I gotta stop saying like so much. Are you feeling warm, sir? Like.
It's an uneasy feeling. You definitely feel like something's out of sort. I mean, your head feels like your brain is swollen. You feel like you got a bit of a fog or a haze over you a little bit. I mean, when it's happening to you,
You do fucking drugs?
actually, I drink some beer, and that's pretty much it. I used to smoke pot.
No hard stuff.
No,
Yeah,
no hard stuff.
I hear you.
Nope.
Want to have a little break for some fun? I got right here the Bernard Pivot questionnaire from inside the Actors Studio
Okay.
that I like to have fun with. It's a good way to kind of feel each other. It's fun.
Okay.
It's fun. It's the Bernard Pivot. It's 10 questions.
Okay.
They're easy.
Let's do it.
I should do it in the voice and shit, right? Number 1. What is your favorite word?
Love.
Next question. What is your least favorite word?
I'd have to think about that one. Probably retard. I just don't like people demeaning other people. Name calling, stuff like that.
It's a harsh word.
Yeah. Retard.
And you can ruin someone's day with that one.
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty much singling them out and, you know, demeaning them, and it's just not good. I personally don't get called that word, so I mean, for myself, it doesn't, you know, doesn't happen to me, but you know, whenever I hear people using that word, it upsets me, because I don't think anyone should be treated like that, and even if they do have a disability, you know, it's just not good. You know,
Well
it shows character.
Well said.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 3. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Gaining knowledge. I just love to learn. My grandmother always told me, you know, we never stop learning. You know, even after we die. You know, the soul, it carries on. Consciousness carries on. So for me, it's learning. I love to learn. I love knowledge, and that's also part of the reason why I'm targeted, is because my whole life it's been a quest for knowledge, and that's what these people fear. They fear knowledge over everything. Anyone that has knowledge, they fear, and they want to eliminate people like me.
All right. What turns you off?
A lack of morals.
I like that answer personally. Number 5. What is your favorite curse word?
Ooh. There's so many. They often say that people that are more intelligent swear a lot too. And I've been known to swear a lot.
Because it's a time saver. That's why. It's efficient to sometimes call someone a cocksucker and move on with your day.
See, my grandma always told me it was a lack of knowledge, people that were swearing. But I've heard since that people that swear a lot actually are knowledgeable. So
you got to get creative with it and mix it up. If you keep using the same 2 swears, then that's kind of like lame. You're kind of lame. But yeah.
I say motherfucker a lot, I would say.
Probably the top answer, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Son of a bitch. And
nope, you only get to pick one.
Motherfucker, I'd
right.
say.
Number 6, what sound or noise do you love?
Oh, that's...
It's a good questionnaire, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say I like to be at like a sporting event or something like that when the whole crowd cheers.
And you feel it.
You feel the energy.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Opposite. What sound or noise do you hate?
I would say like suffering, like the pain of like, whining and like in a pain manner. I just, something that hits my soul. I'm not saying like I don't like whiners. I'm saying like when someone's in pain, it bothers me. Someone or something, animals, things like that.
Sounds of agony.
Yeah.
Number 8, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Well, I mean, I like helping people. So doctor would definitely be up there, but
you only pick one.
See, if I was being selfish, I would say give me a TR-3B and let me explore the galaxy for the next place we're going to go to here, because the way they're destroying this planet, we're going to need somewhere to go.
If that's a profession, then I accept it.
I would say someone in healthcare that helps others.
What profession would you not like to do?
Anything to do with murdering and taking life from others, causing pain to others, things like that.
So you mean quarterback for the Cleveland Browns?
Defensive end for the Baltimore Ravens.
Final. They always have good ones. Yeah, they send people to heaven.
Yeah.
Leads right into question number 10. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
He's putting me on the front lines as a general for the final battle.
Well done.
Go stand next to St. Michael, Archangel Michael.
Good stuff. That's the questionnaire. That's it. If you don't know that, if you're not familiar with that, the host of Inside the Actor Studio, James Lipton, gives that questionnaire to every single guest he has on. So, I've sat and watched everything. You see Tom Cruise and Meryl Streep and Robert De Niro and James Caan all do that questionnaire. So that's what you just did.
I wonder what kind of selfish answers they gave.
It's a very, it's fun, like I said 3 times before we started, and it's an eye-opener too. And it's a thinker. Sometimes you have to really stop and go, what the hell is my favorite sound?
Yeah.
And it says a lot about the person, how quick they answer sometimes, or how much they hesitate, or how they vacillate between 2 things, or how they'll shy away from a question. It's a good questionnaire. It's deep.
Shows character. Definitely.
And James Lipton did not come up with that questionnaire. Bernard Pivot came up with that questionnaire, just so you got the credits straight, so nobody fucking calls me. Do people call each other anymore?
Everything's done over social media. I guess we just text each other now. There's no communication these days for the most part.
That's fine. Just block each other. Hey, I'll block you later. All right. After dinner, block me.
Smell you later.
I feel like we got a lot done here. That's a lot for me to edit. You feel good?
I feel like I have probably another at least 10 hours for you.
Tell me a story, bro. Or don't. Let's just kick it. I don't give a fuck.
Tell you a story. Oh, wow.
I'll keep recording, though.
Oh man, tell you the story about.
Are you a video gamer?
Oh, pff,
Are you a gamer?
there you go.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Me and Mike Mueller will play Nintendo. Like, we just played it 2 weeks ago. We have, on NES, we have RBI, RBI 2, Super Tecmo Bowl.
I wonder if you were just affected right now when you asked that question.
No, that's my real life, bro.
I understand that. But the mind control and the shit that's going on, they know, and this has been something that I've been thinking about lately because I've just realized this. I should be a professional gamer. My friends that I used to play with are now pro players.
But I didn't ask because of mind control. I asked, I'll tell you why. There was a visual stimulus. I looked to my right. I saw a flat screen TV that was off. And my brain is like, there should be a game being played on that bitch. And that's why I asked you. What are you good at? Professional? Like E-League?
Yeah. Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, I know nothing about E-League culture.
Well, years ago, before the FaZe clan was anybody, we used to play them on a game called Crisis 2. And that was on Xbox or PlayStation. I think we were on Xbox at that time. But I played FaZe Rain, FaZe Sensor, names, people that are names, people that are pro players that are recognized now. FaZe Rain is probably the most recognizable. I had conversations with him and told me, they were like, yeah, you guys are good. You're good, but this game will never be a pro game.
They said that to discourage you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an old comedian's trick, right? Let's just quit right now. You get out of this business.
Yeah. Well, they said, yeah, you guys are really good, but this is not a pro game, so it's never, MLG, they're never gonna make it, a competition.
MLG,
Major
League Gaming.
Yes.
Look at me.
Yes.
I'm catching on.
Yes, MLG. They had all these different things. This was years ago. This was before Call of Duty was even in esports.
So is this like Nintendo 64 007?
No, we're talking like
Quake?
The Xbox 360, Xbox One. We were on 360 at that time.
Quake? No, it's still too old.
No, Crisis 2. It was after.
Hey, Metal Gear Solid though. Nah, that was my shit on PlayStation.
See, I gotta have something with some challenge. I started off. I played Madden religiously.
Attaboy.
I was a top 10 player in the world.
No, you weren't.
I'm
calling bullshit.
On 3 different systems.
I'm calling bullshit.
All in 1 year.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Top 10 in the world.
In the world.
Says who?
Says my rankings.
You were that good at Madden?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. I would mollywop you most likely.
What?
Yes.
You probably would, but top 10 in the world?
Yes.
That's impressive if that's...
Yes. I used to play the top player and the number 2 player, and he would leave the game. I would go up by 3 or 4 scores, and I played him.
Here's my edge in Madden. Here's what I do differently that even pros don't do, I noticed.
Let's hear it.
I actually go to the trouble to mix up my personnel packages a lot.
So do I.
I go to the trouble to change my defensive fronts a lot.
Me too.
Okay, see, most guys, they live off of their little 2 plays that they can complete, and they have a base package they play, and then they come and play me, and I play a nickel 3-3-5 against them the whole game, and they don't know what to do. Because I put the fucking safety down in the box at the right side linebacker. It's like deep. Anyway, I'm not that good, so I got to try to steal an advantage. I'm not very good.
My defensive strategy is I would pressure you. I would press constantly. I would take out one of the linebackers. If he was slower on one side, I would always make sure, that I had a decent linebacker on each side for speed. It was always about speed.
Yeah, because if the other guy gets the edge, he'll do that all game.
All game long, I didn't care if the guy was ranked 69. If he was a 90 on speed for linebacker, I'm going to put him in, and I'm going to rush that edge constantly. I'll move him. I'll slide my linebackers over, center them off, and go to the other side. So
you pay attention to strong side.
Oh, big time.
That's it. So do all pros now? Because I play guys all the time. They're not paying attention to strong side.
Not all of them. See, you got to know too, though. When you're offsetting like that, you also got to drop your safety down sometimes to protect the run.
Yeah, you're hot.
So you press on your corners, you rush, and you drop your safety down in case they run that opposite way. it creates a lot of picks.
Dude, I'm nice with the sticks pre-snap. I'll like bump the corners, go into a fucking, like you said, you're changing your safety assignment, and I'm going to shift my D-line over. Like, I could do all that in about a second.
Yes.
But then I'm not good at executing plays. Like, the actual, like, executing of plays, I'm not that good on the sticks.
Yeah, see, I'm pretty darn good.
It's dexterity, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's mental chess.
Oh, see, people try to tell me it's like you have to have actual dexterity, like good fingers and
yeah,
thumb.
you do.
I figure everybody got the same.
You do, but if you don't have it mentally, then it's, you know, you can have all the skill in the world, you know, as far as that goes, but if you don't have it mentally, you're not going to be lined up properly. You're never going to, you know, you're not going to know to press or to run deep, you know, on your cover, you know, you're not going to know these things. Like, the way that I would run my offense, I would always, my 2 wide receivers, same deal. I would have the fastest that I could possibly get. So I would stretch the field, and then my running backs, I would run power I. So I just pound the hell out of you up the gut or spin it off to the side.
4 on 3 on this side?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I did was I would also, instead of my fullback, I would have packages where I would put a super fast running back in, and I would run a wing formation.
Yeah, that's the type of shit I'm on too.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't I just stick a better player in this spot and use him exotic?
Well, my idea is your linebacker can't cover my running back because of the speed. Yeah. So as soon as I motion them out, you're toast. Like, I've got 3 or 4 options that I got, and then I can also kick it out of the backfield on, you know, there's nothing you can do to cover me, no matter what. Nothing. That's how the top players in the world would leave.
I was gonna say, if you audible into something where you have that little guy in the fullback spot, now he's gonna miss his block. There is that, right? Even on Madden.
It's possible,
but it don't matter for you. You're getting the ball on anyway.
Well, see, the thing is, it's an audible mind game. The way you also work the audibles.
Yeah, audibles and hot routes, huh?
Well, you got to have passing plays and running plays out of the same formations.
So they don't know you're audibling, or they can't tip off.
They don't know.
Yeah, and by doing that, you own these 3 plays, too.
Yes.
Like, I know exactly where every man is going to be on this play every time, because I keep running out of the same formation.
Yes.
Yeah, I do that, too, sometimes.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
But I run,
You're the best, huh?
I'll run like 10 different plays. You're just mind fucked.
So when did you stop, or how did this go? How did this dissipate into you not playing anymore?
One of our mutual friends came over with Crisis 2, and it was a shooter game. I wasn't really into shooters. I wasn't a big fan of Call of Duty, boots on the ground. I wasn't a fan of it. You know, I thought it was kind of slow and just, it wasn't entertaining to me. So he came over with this game, and it was really cool. It was like the Predator. Literally, you have a suit on like the Predator where you're almost transparent. So you had to learn how to work all these different things at the same time. I got really into this game. I played it for about 2 years, maybe a little longer. I became one of the best players in the world on this game. The best player in the world told me that I was probably the 3rd best player in the world. So, I really played it a lot. I mean, my fingers swole up. I had calluses. I went through probably close to a dozen controllers in 2 years. I was on the stick so hard. I was just, I was breaking controllers like crazy. Every 2-3 months I would wear a controller out.
What?
Yeah.
That's intense.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That's
buddy,
intense.
I'm telling you. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Ridiculous.
Any money in that?
That's when we ran into the FaZe Clan. And they said to us, well, you're really good, but it's never going to be, a game that they're going to sponsor, so you guys are wasting your time. So from there, I went and I played Titanfall for a little while, probably 6 months. That was another pretty good game, but it wasn't a pro game. It wasn't anything where there was wagers or money on it. So I went over to Call of Duty, Black Ops 2. I played it a little bit. I really didn't care for it. It was, boots on the ground. I mean, I was good at it.
Just good?
I was good.
Yeah.
Like, compared to people that put in time and played it a lot, I was better than the average.
Does that translate to the old games?
Oh, yeah.
Can you rip it up on a Nintendo 64 or Sega Genesis?
Oh, yeah.
Same thing?
Yeah. once you get it, like the mentality of gaming, it's kind of just like a flow. So after that, they came out with Black Ops 3. And I started playing Black Ops 3 like no tomorrow. Actually, I think I played Battlefield, one of the Battlefields after the Titanfall. But then I went to Black Ops 3. And during Black Ops 3 was when, I didn't realize it at the time, but that's when they started to really focus in on targeting me. They were messing with my connection. It's kind of like a test. It's like a scientist has a pre-test. He has a petri dish with, one of them's got a placebo. One of them's got, actually has whatever they're trying to test. And then the other one has a variation. It's like that type of thing. So they were giving me heart palpitations and making my leg go numb and different things that were going on, but they were messing with my connection. And I was still really, really good at this game. To the point where I fell into lobbies with, for instance, there was 2 pros I fell into a lobby with. A very well-known pro named Nade Shot.
Fell into a lobby?
Well, yeah, you go, you press start to go to play a game. And
just randomly bumped into him?
Yeah, they were
on the line, as Vince Vaughn says in the internship.
Yes.
You take the photos and you share them on the line.
Yeah, so there was a pro, and I believe he was just coming, he had just retired, or he was about to retire.
This is Battlefield?
Call of Duty 3.
This is Call of Duty 3.
And his name was Nade Shot. He's probably the richest Call of Duty player at the moment. From his career and everything to do with it.
He's that nigga they go and watch him play on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then PewDiePie comments on him playing.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Yes. So I fall into a lobby with him and another pro player named Goonjar. And I was pretty much by myself. A couple players backed out of the game when they realized who was in the, on the opposite team against us. And they were just shitting on the other players in the lobby. And when I realized, who they were, I started going real hard. And I managed to go something like 40-29 in the match. Nade went, like 42-25, and Goon went, I want to say Goon went negative. And I was just shitting on these guys. Like,
so you can play with the best.
I can play with the best.
You can go do it right now? Are you rusty?
I'm rusty, but you give me a month or two, I can play with them.
Fuck. It's like training. Get back in the ring.
Exactly. But I could play with these guys. I ran into many, many pros. Looney, Felony. I mean, I could go down a list of pros that I've run in the lobbies with, and I've given them a run for their money.
Do you mess with all the sports games?
Actually, once I got onto the shooter games, I just completely abandoned every other game. I was just solely, I just played the shooters.
The show is so good now. MLB The Show, it's so great. Like, it's so realistic. I can't believe how good it is.
I used to play it.
Tiger Woods, what used to be Tiger Woods PGA, I don't think he has that sponsorship anymore.
No.
But that's great. I don't know if you golf in real life, but the video game version's better. Stay home and play several rounds of golf on the gamer. It's like so fun.
I'm guilty of it. I used to do it. Even on the free downloads, I'd pick up the little golfing game and have fun with it. Me and my wife, we would, we'd play the golf.
Because they can make freaking every single course in the world, and they can make it real. With the real dimensions, and the trees are the same height. And you're in fucking St. Andrews or Carnoustie. What the hell?
How about the pool games? I used to get into the pool games too. On
billiards?
The side. Yes.
Man, that shit's boring.
Oh man, you get to play some players. Yeah.
If you're not good, you think pool is bullshit.
Oh man, I used to play people that were good, like more people that were ranked. Ranked players on these games, and I would play against them.
You're like a barstool sports guy. You like bar games, legend.
I never actually got into Barstool games. I was more console, like I would stick to consoles. I didn't even mess with PC. I was a Xbox and a PlayStation guy. PlayStation Portable, when the
PSP kid.
Yeah, I also
Take
had
it to Boston, dude.
I had a Nintendo Wii. I used to play Madden on that, and I was ranked on that.
The Wii was infuriating because you would go to your buddy's house after drinking all night, and the four of you would sit there and play like doubles tennis or bowl, and you realize halfway through it that the rudimentary technology of Wii was such that you could pretty much just flip your wrist around indiscriminately in any direction and do okay.
Yes.
And you'd be losing to your girlfriend who doesn't do anything sports related in real life. She'd be kicking your fucking ass in bowling, and you'd be going, "Oh, well, how you doing that?" You go, I got my martini in one hand, I just flick my wrist. And you're sitting there over there, you're trying to put English on the fucking controller, and you're throwing it at the TV screen on accident because you're into it.
Actually, on a side note, that technology right there, that Wii, shows you part of the targeted individual program. Also,
you can tie almost anything back to that program, huh?
yes, you can. For instance, people don't want to admit or acknowledge that it exists. They've had bug zappers that use frequency to keep bugs out of your house for decades.
Yeah, I hear them. I can hear them.
Okay, well, this is the same technology that's being used on human beings now.
If I could keep humans out of my house, I would.
You get this technology. You can order this. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to tell people that. I will tell you on a side note, personally, some stuff. But
I always walk home through Mount Greenwood to Oak Lawn when I lived with my ma, from Blue Island to Oak Lawn, and I'd walk by and I'd catch that frequency of their rodent thing, which is basically just some high pitched shit.
You're highly sensitive to it then.
Like some people, I heard that. Some people can, some people can't hear it, right?
Right now, they're like fucking with my head, dude. Big time.
What, you mean like right this minute when I'm trying to talk to you?
Yes. Because of what I'm saying. Like
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
We'll wrap up for today and then we'll have a part two.
They're putting pressure on my head because of all the shit that I'm saying. Whenever, the way that this works, whenever you expose things and you put it out to the public, they punish you for it. You know, eventually they're going to murder me over this. They'll probably make it look like a heart attack or some natural disease or something that people are just going to dismiss. But it's, you know, all my family members, they live into their 80s to the hundreds. You know, it's like, I was supposed to live a long time. Even if I'm smoking cigarettes and drinking and whatever, my family, we just have those genes where we live a long time. I'm not going to make it that long because I'm going to expose the truth. And I've accepted my fate. I already know it's going to happen to me. But someone's got to do it. You know, I'm doing it for everyone. All the listeners, anyone who's listening who thinks I'm full of shit, I'm doing it for you. I hope that you take that into accountability, you know, at least think about it, you know, that my words, what I'm saying, I'm going to be punished for it. They're going to do something to me for it. It's inevitable, and I accept it. You know, there's got to be good people. There's got to be martyrs. That's just the way it is.
Well, thanks for talking to me, man.
Love you. I love the people. Till next episode. I hope we make like at least, I don't know, 3 to 5 more of them because I've only touched the tip of the iceberg. I'd like to go into detail on different things.
We didn't even get into bird deaths.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into any of that. The fish, there's so many things going on.
All right, we'll do all that shit for sure. I'm coming back if you'll have me.
Yes, you're always welcome, and I appreciate your time. And everyone that's listening, thank you for listening. I appreciate your patience, and I hope that you do something good with this. Next time you see someone, you know, standing on the side of the road talking to themselves, I hope you just think, you know, they just might have V2K. They just might be a victim of the government, hearing voices that are projected on them. Synthetic telepathy. There's victims everywhere. And I hope that you take that into consideration. Same as, you know, the old people that everyone's so impatient for. You need to think about that. They're lucky to have their license still. Maybe, you know, they might not be driving that much longer. Have some patience with these people. You know, we're all human beings. You know, just love each other. You know, the world would be such a better place if people just, they had patience and they were compassionate. You know, and when someone's speaking, don't just dismiss them. Don't call them crazy because you never know They might be telling the truth.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
God bless you guys. Love you.
So there it is, folks. Take it for what it's worth. Whether you believe Ian or you don't believe Ian, he's out there, man. He's out there. He's living among us. He's fighting his fight. He's living in his reality. We all make up our own realities that we live in. So don't judge. Keep an open mind and just know that he's out there. My man Ian. We'll be back tomorrow featuring a talk I had with a good friend of mine who's making his first appearance on the podcast, and a new segment tomorrow, a new gambling segment. I think we're going to call it Fade the Mush, or maybe Fade the Cal Park Kid. So look forward to that, ? I'm Jake Blaney. This has been from Chicago Southside Podcast. Let's have some music. Thanks for coming through.